now sitting at the Wavetable.
Yo, welcome everyone to the Wavetable episode 28 featuring Shizo. How's it going, man?
It's good. It's of course now we have like the time zone difference, so for you it's like in the evening and I just woke up, but it's fine.
Yeah, man. Time zones are fucking crazy. Like the same kind of thing happened with Jack White. I actually recorded his episode only yesterday, but for me it was like 1 p.m. or something, and for him it was like 9 p.m. It's just like there's always there's annoying differences, and especially if you're trying to collab with someone, it's just not a fun time.
I mean that was like the kind of problem we had when we wanted to collab.
Yeah, well, that plus not being able to find a great screen sharing solution. Yeah, because like I don't know, there was some problem with Discord, so we moved over to Skype, and then Skype wasn't really working either for some reason.
Then we tried a Zoom, right? Zoom call?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know why it just wouldn't work.
Maybe next time.
But yeah, since we're already on the topic of collabs, it's a good time to bring up the fact that we actually have a mega collab together. So me, Shizo, and 4 other producers came together, and we had a collab called Caverns, which is an abbreviation of all the names of the people who worked on it. So Crumbling Cloud, Astroreign, Velkin, Vice, N-Type 5, and Shizo. And I feel like the collab has been getting a really good reception so far. And I was wondering like what you've seen like on your socials, or what your friends have been saying about it.
The funniest thing about the collab and my personal work on that was like I asked my friends, okay, listen to it, and maybe you can hear out where I did the most work on. So I did the same stuff with my parents, and they were like, maybe there, maybe not. And it was like interesting for my friends and family, and of course other listeners to find out where I had my influence and where the other producers did their stuff. So it was kind of like a guessing game or something.
Yeah. So like were other people actually able to guess which part was like your drop? That's awesome. It's good. I guess it shows that you have like a defined style, which is really good. And were there any like specific kind of sounds that you were aiming for when you went into it, or were you just kind of like letting things flow naturally?
Well, the intro, I think I started the mega collab with my first intro idea, and that was the bridge of an old track by myself, but I never released it because the whole thing was trash in some time. But the bridge was still awesome, so I thought like maybe I want to use that for another song, and then I sent it in. So I had like those malimba bells or something, or kalimba bells for the intro, and then I thought, okay, what about having those sweet little bells and turning them into aggressive dubstep? So I thought like sweet and hard, and then that so was like my aim for the track.
So when you say turning the bells into aggressive dubstep, did you actually like resample the bells and then process them in a different way for the drop?
I think the build up in the track I never released was it had like distortion on the bells and fed it out. But then on the Kevin's track, of course, I didn't do anything. I didn't do everything, so the build up was made by who did it again? I forgot.
I think it was N-Type 5 and a bit of Vice as well.
So the distortion bells kind of disappeared, but of course that's totally fine because Kevin's is awesome. I really like it.
Yeah, man, the energy of your drop as well, just it hits so fucking hard. You have like a really good drop flow. Like, there's kind of surprises, but they don't seem to come out of nowhere. It's kind of like all of the elements in your drops kind of lead into one another. And I was wondering if you've got like any tips for people who perhaps struggle with making their drops flow well.
Well, what's always works for me is like having a screech bass and just putting some one-shots above them. So that should always work for a second, but of course you have to get into more detail. But having a screech and one-shots or just like a rhythm bass on it. So it's like the basic thing I start to work on when I have those typical screech basses.
Cool. And were there any like reference tracks that you kind of learned these techniques from, or YouTube guides or whatever?
I watched a lot of videos on YouTube when it comes to aggressive basses. But I think the most influence I had for my tracks was actually Marauder.
Yes.
The screech basses are mostly influenced by him, and of course I don't want to copy him, but I think I really like the aggressive style he has, so I want to try the same. But of course, just as an influence, so I don't become Marauder 2 or something.
Yeah. And you do go for like the kind of dirty, heavy basses and screechy sounds, as you've mentioned, but at the same time your mix downs are actually quite clean, but that doesn't take away from the energy at all. I personally, I feel like I have I struggle with mixing aggressive elements in a clean way whilst also maintaining energy. So like, how do you go about mixing those tracks so that they're just like punching through, but not like destroying your ears?
The first track I really mixed down was maybe some months ago. I have a friend who has another friend who raps, and they make like hip hop together, and he just mixes the beat with his voice. So he like taught me how to mix, but of course hip hop and bass music is totally different.
Yeah.
So I just watched him doing his stuff, and then I copied it on mine, and so I wouldn't say my mixes are perfect, but the screech basses, for example, depends on the bass I made in Serum. When it has a lot of sub bass, I mostly cut it off, and I really like to have those high pitch noises in a screech bass, so the details, and I really like to keep them in. So that's like my secrets to do the screech basses by having a lot of details in the high notes, but the bass is cut off and made with another sub bass.
Cool. So I assume when you're learning from that person that they kind of create the beat and then they mix it down later, right?
They buy the tracks, so he just but he doesn't produce,
right?
And, making the beats.
So do you mix as you go, or wait till the end to mix down?
I mostly wait to the end, but like when some bass is totally destroying my ears during the process, then I kind of try to make it safe for my ears till the end.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, you definitely don't want to lose hearing while producing. So I wanted to jump into one of your solo tracks that you released, I think like 1 or 2 months ago. And it's called Kick Out. And, a lot of people will, mostly talk about the drop of a track, but I wanted to, go away from that for a second because I found something that really stood out in the build to me. I just felt like the pre-build fills was so energetic and hyped you up so much for the drop, and almost as important as the drop itself, right? You create such a good energy, and then if you have a really good build, it makes the drop just that much better, that much higher of a release. Do you remember what went into creating the build on Kickout?
Well, the drop existed for almost a year on my computer, but the intro and the build-up was totally different in the first version of it. So I showed it to my friends who taught me how to mix down, and he was like, "Okay, the drop is awesome, but what the fuck is this?" So I thought okay, yeah, he's right. So I have the vocal before they kick us out. So I thought the pre-drop vocal should also be in the build-up. So I think that's getting a bit of the hype maybe for the build-up by having the pre-drop vocal chopped up or edited in the build-up. So yeah, of course, risers and glitches are also very awesome for my personal use. Vocals, and glitches. I think they are maybe hyping up my build-ups. I hope.
Like you said, you chopped up the vocal, and then later on it kind of plays fully, and that's a really great way to create hype and tension in the builds, is to kind of take something that's an element from the drop and just mess with it, make it kind of more of a low-key thing during the build, more scattered and not fully there, and then introduce the full idea later in the drop.
I also raised up the BPM of Kickout just to mess around, of course, because I mean, who doesn't? Why produce music to make some stupid things with the project? But I think I raised it up to 220 BPM, and it sounded like it was a really nice house beat or something. I don't know, but it really could work as a VIP version of it. So maybe in the future, VIP version of Kickout, I don't know.
Yeah, that actually reminds me. I was streaming a few weeks ago and just listening to some of my own music because of the Twitch copyright bullshit. And after the stream, I went through the VOD just to find some snippets to post on social media and stuff. But I was listening on double speed just to get through it quicker. And actually, most of my tunes actually still hit pretty fucking hard on double speed.
It's really awesome. I don't know why, but I mean, 220 BPM. When I think about it, starting a song on it, I think what the fuck, that will never work. But when you put on a song and make it double speed or 100 BPM on top of it still works somehow. I don't know why.
I feel like that's something that dubstep producers could do to kind of give their songs an extra life, is to, when they release a single, also release a second track that's just the same tune, but double speed. And maybe it's not just exactly the same. Maybe you have to slow down the build, but then double speed the drop and then duplicate the drop so that it's actually long enough.
It's like a Nightcore remix of
that'd be so cool. I'm actually considering doing that. So we've already touched on this a tad with how you said you layer basses, short shooters over the top of sustains. But I wanted to kind of dive deeper into the sound design. Your sustain basses, I think I've complimented you on this before, and you were like, what the fuck? I didn't think my sustain basses were that great, but okay. But yeah, if you'd like to elaborate for us, like how you go about creating your sustain basses, that'd be sick.
Yeah, sure. I started my whole sound design by using presets because, first of all, I am a lazy person. But yeah, the first presets came from YouTube tutorials and, of course, free presets and the title and stuff. But they, I think now I wouldn't use them again because they're not that good, hyped or something. But then I discovered Splice, and I think using Splice for getting into sound design by using, for example, Nasco or Virtualite or all the other presets on Splice are pretty good to get into it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I started with like screech basses from YouTube and always used them. And then I also understood how to use Serum. And so I got into it. And yeah, now I just have like presets version 100 of it. So it's like, I don't know, it's my preset, but when you would like look in the presets 100 days ago or something, it would be like, okay, it's from Virtualite or something, or another preset pack on Splice or YouTube. So yeah, I think working with presets is fine, but of course, when you want to hit your own sound, you have to like create your own wavetables and stuff. So
yeah. So that's pretty cool. You said like you might be on version 100 of a preset or something. Does that mean like every time you start a track, you kind of use the same preset, but you change it a little bit and then save it as a new version?
Yeah, not always, but I think sometimes I have like the same preset in another song, and then I think like, okay, I really can't use the same sound again, but then just, for example, changing the wavetable or I don't know, it's a different sound distortion, and it has a huge impact on it. So sometimes just changing the distortion section in Serum also works for a new track if you want to be lazy.
Yeah, man, it's crazy how much of a change distortion makes in the character of a sound. So you're focusing mostly on dubstep, but in the past you've produced, like, I went through your SoundCloud and you've got like some hardstyle. I think there's a bass house track. I think some of like sections of your songs have like psytrance sections. And I think you had an alias before Shizo, right?
Yeah, it was Riggs and like RICZ. And I focused on almost every genre I liked during that time. So I have like pop music, Latin, dubstep, UK hardcore, happy hardcore, something. I don't even know the genre name.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that. So I've tried to use Shizo for another dive into focusing on some more bass music style, but I also still like to produce like pop music or something, but it stays on my computer for now.
Cool. I'll check out that other alias one day because I'm really curious to hear what you made before dubstep. Though there are a few little things on your SoundCloud, such as like your Ariana remix, which has like small hard style sections, which I thought was really dope. And you've also got like that bass house collab with Oddly. Gave me some like Jaws and Knife Party vibes. And yeah, it's really cool to like get that grittiness, like, but at a faster tempo. I love that shit as well.
Yeah, about the Ariana Grande remix, I was really scared to release it because I thought like, okay, 1 minute and it's taken down because of copyright. But nothing happened. I don't know why. But I'm glad about it because the remix is, I think it's quite good. But looking at it from my level at the moment, I would say, okay, the mixdown is still trash. But I mean, who doesn't think like that about songs when you wait like 6 months or something? Especially when you are in your first beginnings of producing music, then you are like, okay, 1 month ago, my mixdown was good and now it's trash.
I think when it comes to older songs, the ones that I put more effort into mixing are the ones that sound worse. Like, because they're just they've got too much EQ and too much compression. And they just sound like, they basically sound like they're coming through a radio or something.
Yeah, my old songs, I have like my, I don't know, the what's it called in English? Where you save your sounds on or your projects. It's like a flash drive.
Oh, hard drive.
Hard drive, yeah.
Yeah.
I have like, I don't know, 100 projects on it, and they are also from like 2017. And when I open them and just want to hear what I've done before, my songs are always clipping in red all the time. So I don't know what the fuck I've done, but it's always okay, diving into cringe moments when I open my projects.
So I guess you've improved a lot since then, obviously. But everyone is always still able to improve. Like, we're never going to achieve a state where we're just absolutely perfect at music production. So I was wondering, like, if you could think of one thing that you had to improve on, what would it be?
First of all, making presets not sounding like the preset anymore. So I was like, okay, I don't want to use others' presets and make them as my sounds. So presets. Maybe the mixdown, of course.
Yeah.
But also, for me, it was like important to have a better alias because Rix was. I mean, it's a catchy name. It just have 4 letters, but Shizo. I just wanted to have a new, as I said, like step-in bass music. So I think switching the alias is not needed, but for me it was like, okay, new beginning, and having my changes in presets or mixdowns at a new level and being on that and just improving on it. Because when you compare my first tracks on Rigs to my last tracks on Rigs, it's like a huge difference. But when you compare my first tracks on Shizo and my latest tracks on Shizo, they are like, okay, almost the same. So
right, cool.
That was my intention.
I'm actually gonna disagree that Rix is more catchy than Shizo. I think like the 2 syllables actually makes it more catchy, and the fact that it's like got the ring of the O at the end, it's like great.
Yeah, I think like Rix is it's not like long name, so that was what I wanted to say. But Shizo is like, it's also in German you would say Shizo.
Okay.
So it's also catchy in German, but I also like the English pronunciation because I think staying at Shizo and not Shizo was because Frankie Nuts reviewed my unreleased Renegade track.
Oh, sick.
And he pronounced it like, okay, here we have Shizo. So I was like, okay, that sounds better than Shizo. So now I say Shizo.
Yeah, Shizo kind of sounds like the dog, like Shih Tzu dog.
Yeah.
But yeah, like on the topic of like having a catchy name and that, one of your songs, Bliss Shards, actually has a tag in it where I think you say "This is Shizo" or something like that. And I was wondering. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, sorry. It's not my voice. It's from a friend I have in Canada, an internet friend. and she has a boyfriend, and I asked her to just say it's fucking Shizo or something, or like that, and an audio, and she didn't do it, but her boyfriend. So I thought like, okay, that also sounds sick. So yeah, I have like my name tag made from a dude in Canada.
Yeah, I was wondering like why don't you do that on more tracks?
I could do that, to be honest. I think it's still on my laptop and not on my computer, but okay, like
yeah,
taking it on my computer isn't the hardest thing to do. But yeah, why not? I think it's cool to have a name tag.
Yeah, it really helps people identify with the song, and it makes it more catchy as well. Like the fucking Marauder VIP thing is like, oh, I love it. And then you got fucking Virus Syndicate. Just like, yeah, I love it.
Yeah, Marauder and Virtual Right, and yeah, always have like, I think Virtual Right has like RIOT and those.
Oh yeah, true.
Thingy stuff, and Marauder has like he has so many yeah, not name tags, but those vocals he always uses, and you know, like, okay, that's Marauder.
Yeah, so like it's not saying his name, but it's definitely Marauder. And then another thing I noticed, like that kind of just brings a bit more personality to your tracks, I guess, is just meme references. Like you got like the gnomed meme, Minecraft Let's Play memes. Was there anything like, why do you put these in your track? Is it just kind of like to show a side of you, or to help like gain listeners who identify with those memes?
Yeah, first of all, I really like watching memes all day on Instagram, so maybe that's an influence, but I also like the endings of JQ sounds, because they Skrillex and Diplo, they then when they end a song, they are like having voice messages or something where they are in the city or something, and I really like that. So I thought like, okay, having the end of the track made into like something totally different you don't expect from being in a song would like also catch the listener to the last seconds of a track.
Yeah.
So combining that with memes, which are of course funny, and yeah, I thought like, okay, that would be a nice idea. So I also have like one old track on Rigs, which is about what is it called? Honey, I think. Like it's like a meme where someone just shouts, "Bees give me honey," and I sampled that into a dubstep track. So yeah.
I love it. You know, I feel like people sometimes take themselves too seriously. Like, it's dubstep. Like, you can't take it that seriously. Like, it's okay to put memes in your shit. Just like, as long as it's not going to get you copyright striked or something, do it.
Yeah. I really like how Bandless or Barely Alive use that for their songs, because I think Barely Alive often use like the Gnome song, Gnome sounds, or they even, I think they sampled Greta Thunberg into a track in Spicy Future. Greta Thunberg from Sweden or something. It's like a girl which is fighting for what is called nature and stuff. So she said like, yeah, our future won't be good and stuff. So if we continue like this and stuff.
Oh, okay. Oh fuck, what was I gonna say? Yeah, there's also like Meme Graveyard by Bandles, which was like one of my favorite songs just because of all the memes. But yeah, let's like wind it back for a second and let's not try to dive down the meme rabbit hole too much, because it is a music podcast after all. So on For You, I really loved the vocal processing and chopping. First of all, shout out to For You. Like, I love that track. So please, if you're watching this, go listen to it. But I was wondering if there's any like specific plugins or perhaps reverbs you used to get that kind of very small room tone.
I think the reverb, for example, on the vocal is the stock plugin in FL Studio.
It's actually a surprisingly good stock reverb. Yeah.
But I bought Valhalla some days ago, so
hell yeah.
Yeah, but I think for example, the vocals in For You, they are pretty basic when you would like watch or look into my project. So it's not like that kind of magic, but maybe with all the other stuff around the vocal chops or the vocal itself, it sounds like, okay, it's something more special. Yeah. So I think like when you have something basic and a lot of it around it, so it makes it sound like it would be something magical, but then it's basic. So
yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like somehow just the interaction between all the elements just creates like, it's almost like there's an additional element that you hear when it's everything together. What did you buy? All the Valhalla plugins, or which ones did you buy?
Just Valhalla Reverb for now.
But which one? Because there's like multiple.
Wait, I didn't even know there are more. I think like
probably Room, I'd assume, or Plate.
Room. No, Room. I think it's Room. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. That's like the most versatile one, in my opinion. Like you can just slap that on anything and it'll sound fucking great.
I didn't even know they have like so it's like Valhalla and then Reverb or Room or Delay or something.
Yeah, they've got Valhalla Room, Valhalla Plate, Shimmer, Vintage Verb, Uber Mod or something, Uber Delay. Fuck, they got heaps, like just all of the reverb and delay that you could ever want. But at the same time, I'm a huge is that the right word? I really support FabFilter Pro R. That's a really great reverb and very versatile. But yeah, it seems like with your alias Shizo, you had a really clear vision right from the start. Like you've been saying with your old alias, you kind of like just experimenting with all these different sounds. And now with Shizo, you're just going pretty much just dubstep. Was there a thought process? Like, were you spending months in advance, like planning out all this stuff for Shizo? Or did you kind of just say, fuck it, I'm going to start a new alias for dubstep?
Yeah, it was like, fuck it, I will start another alias because I had like a bunch of unreleased tracks on rigs.
Yeah.
And I thought like, okay, they are pretty good compared to the other stuff on rigs. And I thought like, what about creating a new alias and releasing them as like the new level of the basic stuff of Shizo maybe. So I think creating Shizo took maybe 1 or 2 weeks. I thought about the name, and then I asked my friends to create a logo. So yeah, maybe 1 week, and then I was like, okay, goodbye, Rix.
Were you worried about like losing your followers or anything? Because I know a lot of people think about that when they start a new alias.
I actually just changed my name on socials.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess that's a good way to go about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of followers, I think it's a real shame that you don't have more of a following. Like, is there anything more that you feel like you could be doing to kind of get your name out there into the world?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't really know how to promote your own music, but I also feel like I want to reach better level on having my tracks on mixdown or sound design,
right?
And then getting like its attention I want. So it's like a combination of I don't know how, and I'm not totally fine with my own tracks at the moment. So, yeah, I think those two.
Well, from an outsider perspective, I personally think that you should be like trying to get your stuff heard more, because it sounds like it's on a professional level to me. Like it you know, it's never going to be perfect, but it sounds like it's there, you know.
Thank you.
So yeah, I'll just suggest like Submit Hub. You know, I'm not sure how much it's realistically gonna get your name out there, but it's pretty cheap, and it's just like a little bit of a boost on social medias and stuff. And then there's also repost chains. I think we've DM'd about repost chains. Did you look into them at all?
I think not yet. You also showed me like label radar or something.
Yeah.
I also have to like dive into those things, but I didn't do it yet.
Hell yeah. Well, for anyone that doesn't know, repost chains are basically just a group of people where like you sign up, and then whenever you release a track, you give them the link, and everyone that's in the group will automatically repost your track on SoundCloud. So basically, like the point I'm at, I'm in a few different chains. So whenever I release a track, it's pretty much guaranteed like 300 to 400 plays just from repost chains, which I don't know, it may sound like scummy or cheap or something, I don't know, but it's just really depressing to like get less than 100 plays on tracks. So I think it really helps. Yeah, and it's actually gotten me quite a few people that have, you know, come out and said like come out in support of my stuff, and they wouldn't have found me if it wasn't for the repost chains.
Yeah, I think like using those methods to promote your music is totally fine, because of course nothing will happen if you don't do anything. So yeah, I think like using repost chains or other methods are totally fine. So I don't think it's yeah.
Exactly. I think like the only one that I would speak against is like paying for Spotify playlisting, because I think that can actually get you banned from Spotify. But there's
I
like
didn't even know that exists.
Yeah. Oh, it's a big thing. It's a massive business, dude. You should see the amount that people charge for fucking Spotify playlisting. It is crazy. But yeah, there's actually a bunch of free Spotify playlists. I actually need to do some more delving and researching into that, because I know there's like heaps that I could be submitting to, but it's just a bit hard to find the contact information for the people that run the playlists. But also like starting your own playlist is a really good way to get your name out there, because you can start a playlist and then you could be like, I don't know, let's just say hard, aggressive dubstep, and then you put your tune at the top of the playlist, and then you include like a bunch of other people like Marauder and shit, and people will actually like, because your stuff does sound professional, people won't be like, what the fuck is this shit? They'll just be like, oh, who's this cool guy I haven't heard of, you know?
I have like my own huge playlist on Spotify, and I think it takes like 10 days to listen to all the tracks.
Jesus.
Wait, like 3,000 or 4,000 songs or something. Or yeah, so it would be like a playlist with all the bass music producers and also my songs, or for example yours. But I think I don't expect people to download 10 days of just one playlist or something.
Wait, do people actually download playlists off Spotify?
I have my playlist downloaded. I think it takes like 35 gigabytes just for one playlist.
Holy shit. That's insane. Bro. I don't download the songs off Spotify. Like, I think I've got it set to only download songs that I like save or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, man, I don't know. My Spotify is like 8 gigs of data on my phone, and I already think that's too big.
I just have like an extra card just for
Spotify. Oh man. So, and I guess the last thing I wanted to bring up with promoting your music is like a site called Repost Exchange, which is like really cool. It's just like if you repost something, you get credits, and then you can use those credits to get other people to repost your stuff. So, you know, I think all these things combined, to some people it might sound scummy and stuff, but really it's just like the next level of advertising. Because if you put money to get an ad out there, how is that really any different to this, right? It's like, this is essentially just the line between social media and advertising. And I think that like, if you have a problem with this, if anyone out there has a problem with these ways of promoting, I really compel you to like have another think about it and perhaps like try to recategorize it in your mind, because it's really worth investing the time and a bit of money and researching, like some hours researching all of these things, just to try to get your music out there and get heard more. And yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to say in regards to promotion and stuff.
I agree with that. I never tried yet, like those repost chains, but definitely I think it's worth it, because if you have those credits or money, of course money is like something different, but I think when you compare it, it's like, okay, you have those credits or just money to promote your music in the future. So yeah, man, why not?
Have you seen the Alex episode? Alex Bichelle, I think that's how you say it. Episode 26 of the Wavetable yet?
Not yet. I watch most of them, but I like to keep them for like when I play video games on my main screen.
I feel like, that
my second screen and watching like your podcast or other
Hell
stuff.
Yeah. I do the same thing, with other podcasts and stuff. But yeah, definitely like recommend like when you watch that one, maybe just have like a notepad open that you can alt tab out to and just type some shit down, because he had some really good tips on like promoting, like getting plays up on Spotify and like kind of building a business around music. So I think it's really, really good to focus on that one.
Okay. We'll try.
So tell me, what's up next for Shizo? Like, have you got any juicy releases planned yet?
I have like 2 ideas. I have to finish. I also have a bunch of tracks already finished on my computer, and I have 2 collabs at the moment.
Hell yeah.
Going on, and one of them is with someone from Kevin's. So,
ooh. Yeah. Do you want to say who it is?
It's Vice.
Hell yeah, dude. Dude, I can't wait to see that, because I think you guys your styles are gonna mesh really well.
Yeah, I think on Kevin's, he like, I had the first drop, and he was like, okay, I put the hype on the drop or something. He like, I made the sounds, and he was like, okay, we make it punchy. So I think like the style of Vice and Shizo really work together. So yeah.
So there's also something else that's been happening in the Mega Collab chat that we've got on Insta. I think it was N-Type 5 had the idea of releasing a compilation album. And yeah, I'm not like fully, I got a lot of things on my that I'm doing at the moment, so I'm trying like not to take the lead with the album. But I was just wondering, do you plan on releasing something on the album?
I think because as I said, I have like a bunch of ideas, so I I think one of them could fit into the compilation.
Hell yeah, dude. Maybe even the Vice collab. But yeah, man, it's up to you. Like whatever you want to release on the compilation. I wish I could like play a clip, but yeah, there's this guy who got invited to the chat, and he was like posting some whips, and one of them sounded like just like the old school knife party, and yeah, it was great. So keep an eye out, guys, for this compilation album we've got coming up with, you know, most of the guys who worked on Caverns, and then a couple of new guys. It's probably going to be like 8 songs or something. It's looking like at the moment.
Yeah,
I'd like to get it to 10 though. So if anyone listening is interested in a compilation album, hit me up and I'll add you to the Insta chat to get all the shit coordinated. So yeah, I think we might just wrap it up around about here, unless there's anything else you wanted to talk about or shout out before we finish.
No, I think it's fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's okay.
All right. Yeah. Thanks for joining me, dude. It's been a pleasure chatting to you, and I feel like it's been a long time coming. So thanks for coming on.
It was fun. Thank you.
Hell yeah. So episode 28 of the Wavetable featuring Shizo. I'm your host, Astroreign, wrapping it up. Don't forget to check out Shizo. His SoundCloud link and all that stuff will be in the description below if you want some hard-hitting dubstep in your face. Peace, guys.
Bye.